Hello, everyone, and good morning or good afternoon. It's morning for us right now. My name's Ellen Crowley, and I'm here from the Valley Regional Hospital Foundation, and I'm here with Michelle MacIsaac from Clannad Counselling. Hi, Michelle. How you doing?
Hi, Ellen. I'm good, thanks. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. So here we are, another of our Mind Matters series. And if you've been following us, and we hope you have been, we are talking about life in COVID, and we've had a couple of conversations about a variety of things, including parenting and couples in COVID, and a few other items that have been really quite interesting and thought provoking. But this morning, when Michelle and I were talking, I was feeling a little overwhelmed by some of the happenings in the last week. There's been a lot of changes in our world, travel restrictions up and down, and people making plans, etc. And I was sharing with Michelle that my sense of it is that people are having difficulty rolling with the change. So we thought maybe that's where we should start this morning, right, Michelle?
Absolutely, Ellen. And I think it's a really timely subject and one that certainly in my world, and even for myself with my parents and my daughter, actually my older daughter being in New Brunswick right now, it's a challenging time. And so we just I think wanted to make a little bit of space for the normal response we're all feeling, or many of us are feeling too, and to understand why it feels so huge.
Mm, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think a big piece of that, Ellen, is just that our nervous systems and our body, our stress systems, the things that take care of us, the things that keep us safe into danger and help us to be able to cope with overwhelm, are tired. And I think really the first conversation we had touched on this, that pandemic fatigue. Well, it's a legit thing within the body that as our stress system gets overused, or if it can't quite come all the way down to a relaxed state and sort of stays elevated for prolonged periods of time, we struggle to be able to accept things like last minute changes. And I think probably the biggest challenge for people right now is that this last change to our border restrictions happened within hours of what people were expecting. And change is already perceived as stress in the body, and our capacity to deal with that changes. It varies depending on where we are in life, what's happening for us. And so, what we're seeing are sort of natural consequences of people's nervous systems struggling to adjust to a change. And, it can be perceived that, well, people are just angry. And, you know, it can be all kinds of how come Nova Scotians aren't wanting to follow the rules all of a sudden. And this isn't about, people wanting to push back on government, or this isn't about, people now all of a sudden not wanting to follow the rules. This is about physiology of human beings, right? It
Mm.
is our physiology to struggle with things changing rapidly when we're already tired. So even that last closure for us, that last shutdown within our province, many people felt that even more acutely than we did the first time.
Right.
Again, an indicator that our bodies are tired.
So, Michelle, it's sort of like we've been under this emergency measures, if you will, for over a year now. So I guess the analogy would be that our bodies have been on alert for over a year. That's what you're saying. Are so sort of uptight that we're ready. It's that flight thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and
Right? That we
and
want
and
to.
even and for some into freeze, right? So freeze
Mm,
again looks like when it's hard to get motivated, we can't really get it of our own way, we're struggling to reconnect with people, because connection again happens in that settled state. Some of us might be finding ourselves still ruminating, like thinking thoughts all the time, or we're more easily agitated, or we're cleaning at a higher rate than we normally would, or whatever. We're all sort of maxing out our capacity. It's interesting to me. I remember even last September having this conversation with some educators that, even in war times when we deploy soldiers, we send them for 6 months, because 6 months is already a lot to ask of the body to stay in a heightened state of arousal.
Yes.
And we are now over a year. And just putting that into perspective, I think, is so important, because now all of a sudden, I'm not crazy. There's not something wrong with me. I'm not, broken, or how come all of a sudden, I'm so angry all the time. Yeah, because your physiology is tired. And
Right.
it's so important for us right now to know that it's okay, and that there's something that we can do to support ourselves to settle.
So, Michelle, we need a break and we need something to look forward to. And that is much of what I'm hearing from my friends and family. We're getting ready to launch into the summer. Or we have launched. It's been hot and humid the last couple of days, but we're getting ready for summer. Everybody has this pent up desire just to, let their hair down and have some relaxation time. So I think that from my perspective, maybe we need a few strategies and a shorter session today because we are tired, and I'm feeling tired of using that word tired, but people are tired. You can hear it. So maybe a few strategies for us to help us launch into the summer. And I thought maybe we could just practice a 1 minute meditation, perhaps, that people could do when they're feeling a little overwhelmed, or just need a bit of restorative rejuvenation rest.
A
Could we do
hundred
that this morning?
100%. And one of the ways I know how to ground our nervous systems, so that stress response, in order to settle it out, is to use our senses. And the reason our senses are so powerful is that they're directly connected to the part of our brain that's involved with that stress response. It doesn't take a lot of cognitive energy, that thinking power. It actually our senses tap into that more primitive brain, which is acting on stress right now. So what we'll lead through is a sensory experience, a short one through meditation, and people can drop in their mind whatever they like. And if you want to follow along, Ellen, that would be great. But you don't need to necessarily do this sitting in your living room trying to, sit still. You can actually be in those places if you can access them, even if that's standing in the grass in your bare feet, or it's feeling the air coming off the ocean, or it's the sound of the paddle hitting the river, whatever it might be. If we could make it an effort this summer to be able to do those things, our bodies will have a chance to rest.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Well, let's get comfy wherever you
Okay.
may be.
All right.
And we'll move ourselves to a little bit of pulling our awareness back into our own body and what we can control in this moment, even though there feels like lots of things we can't. Yeah. And so, always when I begin any kind of invitation to people to settle, it's to first become aware of the environment we're in. And so that might be to just take a look around and notice your space that you're in, what's nearby, my seashells I see, my daughter's drawings, storybooks, things that are meaningful in my space. And with your eyes open or closed, just bringing your attention back into your body, where your body makes contact with whatever space you're in, whatever seat is under you, noticing your feet on the floor, or maybe they're tucked up. And in this moment that you have to just be still and with yourself, I invite you just to draw to mind a place that means a great deal to you, something that brings a smile to your face. Maybe it's a body of water that you love. Maybe it's a canopy of trees you enjoy standing under. Maybe it's sitting in the sun and listening to the birds. But letting all the experiences of that place and space, the smells, the sounds, feeling of the breeze, warm sun, just letting those come into your body in a gentle way so that your body can rest in this moment and in that place that brings you a sense of peace and comfort. And you can rest in this space as long as you'd like, or as little as feels possible, even just for a moment of landing in this place. Just giving yourselves a moment of ease. And in the gentlest way you know how, with just enough awareness, slowly bring yourself back into your space, as easy as you like. Maybe you notice your chair underneath you. Maybe you notice your feet on the floor. Maybe you notice the sounds of the space you're in. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, and we'll be here together.
Thank you, Michelle. That was lovely. I feel ready to get on to the rest of my day.
I hope so.
All good. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this. We purposefully kept it shorter because of all the things that we talked about during the session. I hope you'll join us again. And I would, as always, point you to our website at the Valley Regional Hospital Foundation for more information, and as well to the Clannad website where there's resources and information available to you. And we have put our other sessions on YouTube. So if you've missed some of them, we would invite you to go to our YouTube channel and have a look at that. So until next time, this is our Mind Matters series with Valley Regional Hospital Foundation and Clannad Counselling. We hope to see you again. Have a great day.
Thanks, Belle, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Michelle.